When the storm howls its loudest, the unshaken tree proves its roots. You are that tree, unbreakable. Welcome, chosen ones. Let's get one thing straight. The forces of darkness may roar, but they can't sink a ship that's been built to weather the storm. You're not just another name in the crowd. You are marked, chosen, and untouchable. Imagine being so fiercely protected that even the strongest demon hesitates before stepping into your shadow. That's the kind of power you carry, not borrowed, not temporary, but woven into the very fabric of your existence. Most people live their lives fearing what lurks in the dark, whispers of failure, betrayal, and unseen enemies. But you walk through the darkness, and it recoils. Why? Because your destiny isn't a weak, scribbled note, easily erased. It's etched in stone, sealed under an armor so impenetrable that even the most cunning adversary stands frozen, knowing they've already lost before the battle begins. And, thank you, yes, you, the chosen one. Your presence here isn't just a coincidence, it's a statement. Whether you've just joined us or have been a rock-solid part of this unstoppable journey, your light and super gifts are the force driving this mission forward. If you're ready to walk boldly in your destiny, rise above the fear, and stand firm in your unshakable protection, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and drop a comment below with the number 77. Let that number be your declaration. You're ready to turn isolation into strength, opposition into power, and fear into ashes under your feet. Now, let's step into the truth of your invincibility. Ready? Let's get started. Ever notice how no matter how fierce the storm gets, you never truly fall? It's not coincidence. It's not chance. It's the design of something greater. You've been given a shield invisible to the naked eye, but impossible to crack. Every step you take is a statement, a declaration that no force, no demon, no shadow can rewrite the story set for you. Let's talk about the battlefield. Life throws chaos like waves crashing against a rock, hoping to erode it. But you're the mountain standing tall, unyielding. Have you wondered why your enemies, both seen and unseen, work overtime plotting your downfall? It's because they see what you might not yet fully realize. You're destined for heights they'll never reach, victories they'll never taste, and a legacy they can never destroy. Picture this: a torch in the dead of night. Everything around it trembles, but the flame burns on, defying the darkness. That's you. Your very presence forces the enemy to retreat. You are a living reminder of their limits, a walking symbol of what they can't overcome. And the best part? They know it. So the next time you feel the pressure rising, remember this: even the greatest demon knows there's a line they can't cross. Your protection isn't just a shield, it's a fortress with walls too high to climb and too strong to breach. You were made for this, chosen for this. The battle may rage on, but the outcome is already written. And spoiler alert, you win. Keep walking, unshaken and unstoppable. The storms may come, but you'll remain, standing tall, proving what they feared all along. You are untouchable. That unshakable reality will echo in their defeat, haunting them endlessly. Now, it's time to claim your unstoppable power and walk in the full truth of your invincibility. Ready? Let's begin. Number 1. Your energy is a fortress demons can't breach. A lion doesn't flinch at the bark of a wolf. It walks its own path, unbothered. Your energy isn't just strong, it's untouchable. It operates on a level so elevated that dark forces can't even grasp its essence. Imagine trying to hold smoke in your hand. It slips through your fingers, intangible and elusive. That's the struggle for those who try to target the chosen ones. They can't pin you down because your very existence defies their limits. Ever tuned into a radio and only heard static? That's what your energy feels like to them. You're transmitting on a frequency so pure, so refined, that it's as if you don't even exist in their world. Demons thrive in low vibrations. Fear, anger, doubt. They feed on negativity like parasites in the dark. But your soul, it's a light so bright that it blinds them. You're the crack of dawn to their endless night, the sunrise they can't escape. Now, you might wonder, why do I still feel their presence sometimes? Why do challenges still come my way? Understand this. Their attempts aren't about winning. They're about trying to disrupt your peace, even for a moment. But here's the truth. Their efforts are like a moth trying to extinguish the sun. They flutter, they buzz, but they'll never succeed. Think of yourself as a fortress, unbreachable, unyielding. Every chosen one carries an innate shield of energy so potent that it repels darkness effortlessly. It's not just protection, it's an aura of authority that commands respect, even from those who would harm you. Have you noticed how people with ill intentions seem uneasy in your presence? That's your energy doing the talking. Without saying a word, you send a clear message. You can try, but you won't win. For those dark forces, you're a paradox they can't solve, a beacon they can't extinguish. You represent everything they fear and everything they'll never be. Strong, unshaken, and unstoppable. That's why their attempts often feel desperate, even laughable. They throw their best at you, only to watch it fall short, like arrows bouncing off an invisible shield. Remember this: the stronger your light, the more futile their attacks. They can't break what's been forged in the fire of purpose. Your energy not only protects you, but also elevates you above the noise, beyond the reach of their chaos. You're not just surviving, you're thriving in a realm they can't enter, standing tall in a glow they'll never dim. And while they may circle, watching from the shadows, their efforts are in vain. You're untouchable, your fortress stands firm. And their defeat? It's not just inevitable, it's written in the stars. Number 2. Your destiny is written in stone, and no power can erase it. A river may bend, but it will always find its way to the ocean. So will your destiny flow, untouched by those who seek to divert it. Your life isn't a random series of events. It's a masterpiece meticulously designed and sealed by forces far greater than any darkness. Imagine a contract etched into unbreakable stone, written in a language no enemy can read, let alone alter. That's the kind of guarantee you carry, the ink of your destiny dried long before any demon thought to interfere. Every detail, every step, every triumph, it's all part of a divine blueprint they have no access to. Dark forces often act like thieves in the night, prowling to steal what doesn't belong to them. But when it comes to you, they're attempting the impossible. They can't touch what's already claimed, and you've been claimed by a purpose far beyond their grasp. It's like trying to tear down a fortress with a feather, pointless, laughable, and doomed to fail. Now you might wonder, if my destiny is so protected, why do I face challenges? Why do obstacles still appear? Think of it this way: the challenges aren't threats, they're tests. Every trial you face is another confirmation of the strength built into you and the unshakable plan guiding you. While the enemy fights in desperation, throwing distractions and chaos your way, the final result has already been decided. You win. Always. Picture a chessboard where every move you make is 10 steps ahead of the opposition. No matter how cunning their strategy, they're playing a game they can't win. You were chosen not just for survival, but for triumph. Every delay, every detour, they're not roadblocks, they're recalibrations, ensuring you align perfectly with the path that was laid out for you before you even took your first breath. And let's not forget the fear this stirs in your adversaries. They see your light, your resilience, and your purpose, and it terrifies them. They know they can't rewrite the script, so they aim to distract you from reading it. But distractions can't cancel what's already been confirmed. You are walking proof of a higher power's promise, a promise sealed so tightly that no darkness can pry it open. Have you ever watched a bird soar above a storm, untouched by the chaos below? That's you. While others may get caught in the winds of uncertainty, your wings are built for higher altitudes. No matter how fierce the storm, your path remains steady, your direction unchanged. So, when negativity tries to whisper doubt into your ear, remember this: the ink on your destiny has dried, and no power, no demon, no force can smudge it. You were chosen for this journey, equipped with protection so absolute that your enemies are defeated before they even step into the arena. Your destiny isn't negotiable, it isn't fragile, it's eternal, unstoppable, and yours to claim. The outcome? Already decided, and it ends in your victory. Number 3. They lost before they drew their sword. The wolf may bare its teeth, but the shepherd's staff already decided its fate. Your victory isn't a possibility, it's a certainty. The moment you were chosen, the battle was over before it could even begin. Imagine an enemy gathering their armies, drawing their plans, sharpening their weapons, only to realize they're marching toward defeat that was written in the stars. That's what happens every time darkness tries to rise against you. The outcome has already been locked in place, and spoiler alert, it's not in their favor. Picture this: a chess game where your final move has already been played before your opponent even sat at the board. Every step they take is futile. Every move they make leads to the same inevitable conclusion: failure. That's the reality for the forces that oppose you. They plan, they plot, they act, but all they're doing is wasting their energy trying to break a shield they can't even scratch. You might ask, why do they keep trying if they know they'll lose? The truth is, they don't fully understand the power protecting you until they've already collided with it. It's like a shadow trying to fight the sun. It vanishes the moment it steps into the light. They attack, thinking they've found a weakness, only to be met with an unshakable force that reminds them, time and time again, just how powerless they truly are. Think of your life as a story written with an ending so profound that no edit, no erasure, no rewrite can ever change it. Every trap set against you only reveals their desperation. Every attack is a reminder, not for you, but for them, that they've already lost. You don't just survive their attempts, you rise above them, untouchable and undefeated. Have you ever seen a wave crash against a rock, thinking it could break it, only to retreat, broken itself? That's what happens every time darkness tries to come for you. The effort looks bold, but the result is always the same. The rock stands firm. The wave scatters into nothing. And it's not just about protection, it's about purpose. Your life is guided by forces so precise and intentional that no opposition can derail it. Every attempt to harm you only strengthens the case for your invincibility. The enemies who rise against you are like moths drawn to a flame, unaware that the very light they envy is what consumes them. So when the enemy roars, when chaos tries to stir, remember this: they lost before they even began. You are not just protected, you are predestined. Their fight isn't a war, it's a futile gesture against a victory that was sealed long ago. Their defeat is eternal. Your victory is unstoppable. The sword was drawn, the battle was fought, and the end, it was yours all along. Number 4. You're the puzzle they'll never solve. An enigma wrapped in strength is the hardest enemy to defeat. You walk through life like a riddle that dark forces will never solve. They thrive on patterns, predictability, and exploiting weakness. But when it comes to you, their game falls apart. You don't fit their mold, and that terrifies them. You're not just unpredictable, you're untouchable. Every move you make, guided by something far greater than them, leaves them spinning in confusion. Imagine a predator relying on prey to act out of fear, only to find the prey standing tall, fearless, and unshaken. That's you. Their manipulative tactics, designed to trap and derail, fall flat because you don't play their game. Instead of reacting with doubt or hesitation, you operate with clarity and strength that they can't comprehend. It's as if they're trying to read a map in a language they'll never understand. You might wonder, why does it feel like I'm always under attack? The answer is simple. Confusion breeds desperation. The more baffled they are by your resilience, the harder they try to throw you off course. But their efforts are like striking water with a sword. It might make waves, but it can't break what isn't solid. Dark forces rely on routines, cycles of fear, and predictable responses to exert their influence. They expect people to crumble under pressure, to fold when fear knocks at the door. But you don't fold. You rise. Every time they think they've figured you out, you take another step forward, leaving them grasping at shadows. Think of yourself as a chess master playing against someone who only knows checkers. They're stuck trying to understand your moves, unable to see the strategy that guides you. While they're focused on trying to corner you, you've already anticipated their next 10 steps. Your unpredictability isn't just a defense, it's your greatest weapon. And it's not just your strength that confuses them, it's your light. Darkness feeds on fear and thrives in chaos, but your light disrupts that cycle entirely. It's like trying to extinguish a flame that only grows stronger the more they blow. You don't just confuse them, you dismantle their very foundation. Even when they think they've found a crack, their illusions shatter the moment they realize it was a trap of their own making. Your clarity, your purpose, and your resolve create a wall they can't scale. They come at you expecting compliance, expecting fear. Instead, they're met with a force that doesn't flinch, doesn't falter, and doesn't fail. You are the question they can't answer, the storm they can't predict, the fortress they can't breach. Your existence isn't just a challenge to them, it's a reminder of their limitations. And while they scramble to make sense of you, you keep moving forward, unshaken, undefeated. You're the puzzle they'll never solve, and that truth, it's their ultimate defeat. Number 5. Your name. Rings. Alarm bells in the shadows. Even the boldest predator retreats when it senses a power it cannot overpower. Your name isn't just a collection of letters. It's a declaration, a command, a force that echoes in unseen realms. When it's spoken, it sends ripples through the shadows, striking fear into anything that dares oppose you. Imagine walking into a room and every hidden enemy falling silent, trembling, not because of what they see, but because of what your presence announces. That's the power you carry. In realms you may never see with your eyes, your name holds weight. It's like thunder cracking through a still night, a sound that cannot be ignored. Dark forces don't just avoid you, they fear you. Why? Because they know the truth. They know that behind your name stands a celestial army, an unyielding power that they cannot withstand. To target you is to invite certain defeat, and they'd rather not risk it. You might ask, why would my name hold so much authority? I'm just one person. But here's the thing, chosen ones are not ordinary. Your name wasn't just given, it was marked, stamped with divine authority that cannot be erased. It's a seal of power that resonates far beyond what you can imagine. Think of it as a blazing torch in the middle of a pitch-black forest. The darkness scatters, knowing it cannot extinguish the light. When you hear whispers of doubt or feel the pressure of opposition, understand this. It's not because you're weak, it's because they know your strength. Even in their attempts, the dark forces are hesitant, calculating, and often retreating. They know the rules. They know your name is off limits. Every move they make is shadowed by the knowledge that attacking you is a battle they've already lost. Picture a king's seal on an unbreakable scroll. Anyone who dares to tamper with it knows the consequences are immediate and severe. Your name is that seal, a sacred symbol that warns, don't even think about it. Demons huddle like thieves, caught in the act, scrambling to escape the inevitable justice that follows even the thought of opposing you. Have you noticed how situations that should have overwhelmed you suddenly resolved themselves? That's the authority your name commands. Doors open, obstacles move, and negativity dissolves. Not because of chance, but because the forces behind your name demand it. You don't just exist. You dominate the realms that others can't even perceive. Every time you walk into a challenge, remember this. The enemy doesn't fear your potential failure. They fear your guaranteed success. Your name is a declaration of that victory, a constant reminder to them that their power ends where your protection begins. So, walk boldly, speak your name with confidence, let its power ripple through every space you enter. In unseen realms, it's already written in bold letters, untouchable, unstoppable, feared. Number 6. Your flame scorches the shadows they hide in. The brightest flame doesn't just illuminate, it burns away the lies that darkness tries to hide behind. Your presence isn't just seen, it's felt. The moment you step into a room, the shadows scatter like thieves caught in the act. Demons thrive in obscurity, cloaking themselves in deception, manipulating from the shadows. But your light, it's a searchlight that pierces through their carefully constructed darkness, leaving nowhere for them to hide. It's not just illumination, it's exposure, a force that dismantles their power at its core. Have you ever noticed how some people seem unsettled around you, avoiding eye contact or shifting uncomfortably? That's because your energy shines so brightly. It lays bare the truth they'd rather keep hidden. It's not about confrontation, it's about revelation. Darkness depends on secrecy, on whispers, on the unseen. But your light? It turns their shadows into nothing more than empty spaces. You might wonder, why does my presence feel like a threat to others? Why do some people seem to resist me, even when I've done nothing to them? The answer lies in your authenticity. Simply being yourself, a beacon of truth, purpose, and resilience, disrupts their carefully crafted facades. Your light doesn't just shine, it unravels. It untangles the lies they use to manipulate and control. Imagine a flame flickering in a pitch-black cave. At first, it's just a small glow, but soon it reveals every crevice, every hidden thing lurking in the dark. That's the power you carry. Your light doesn't need to shout or struggle. It simply exists. And in doing so, it strips away the illusions that darkness depends on. This is why demons and those influenced by negativity are so desperate to dim your shine. They know that as long as you stand firm, their plans are doomed to fail. Their deceit is powerless in the face of your clarity. Every time you choose truth over fear, authenticity over pretense, you're not just resisting darkness, you're obliterating it. Think about a mirror held up to the face of a liar. It forces them to see what they'd rather ignore. Your presence acts as that mirror, reflecting the truth they can't escape. It's not about judgment or condemnation, it's about exposure. And exposure is their greatest fear. Your light also carries a ripple effect. Just as one flame can ignite an entire forest, your energy inspires others to shine too. The more you stand in your power, the more you embolden others to do the same. This collective illumination becomes a tidal wave that washes away even the deepest shadows. The truth is simple. Darkness can't exist where there is light. And your light isn't just any glow. It's a force, a fire that burns so brightly it leaves no room for deceit to survive. So walk boldly, knowing that your flame isn't just revealing, it's transforming. Where you go, the shadows lose their hold, and the darkness, it burns away, leaving only truth in its wake. Number 7. Awareness. Cuts through their manipulations like a blade. The greatest weapon against deceit is understanding. Once you see the game, you can never be a pawn. Awareness is your superpower. The moment you open your eyes to how dark forces operate, their grip on you disintegrates like mist under the morning sun. Demons thrive on deception, weaving illusions to keep their targets trapped in fear and confusion. But when you, a chosen one, begin to see the strings behind their puppet show, their entire act crumbles. It's not just their power you strip away, it's their very purpose. Think of their manipulations as shadows on a wall. In darkness, the shadows look terrifying, larger than life. But the second you turn on the light, you realize they're nothing more than harmless tricks. Awareness is that light. Once you understand that fear, doubt, and chaos are their only tools, their arsenal becomes laughably empty. They rely on stealth, on staying hidden, but your clarity pulls them into the spotlight where their power evaporates. You might wonder, why do they even bother if they know they can't win? It's because manipulation is all they have. They don't attack your reality, they attack your perception of it. They plant seeds of fear and doubt, hoping you'll water them with your attention. But when you become aware of their games, those seeds die before they can take root. Your understanding isn't just a shield that blocks their attacks, it's a sword that cuts through their lies. Have you noticed how, as you grow more aware, the attacks feel weaker, almost desperate? That's because awareness disarms their most powerful weapon, the element of surprise. They thrive in ambiguity, where their whispers can feel like truths. But once you recognize their schemes, those whispers become nothing more than noise, easy to ignore, impossible to fear. Imagine a magician whose tricks are exposed mid-performance. The awe, the illusion, the spectacle, it all vanishes in an instant. That's what happens when you, as a chosen one, see through the manipulations of dark forces. They lose their grip, their purpose, and ultimately, their power. What they once used to terrify you becomes a harmless display of desperation. Your clarity not only shatters their illusions, but terrifies them. They fear your ability to see them for what they truly are, powerless without your consent. This is the true reason demons dread chosen ones. It's not just the divine protection that surrounds you, it's the piercing clarity that renders their tricks ineffective. Once you see the truth, you can never be blinded again. So, the next time fear or doubt tries to creep into your mind, pause and ask yourself, where is this really coming from? That question alone can unravel their entire scheme. Awareness isn't just your defense, it's your victory. The moment you see their moves, their game is over. And the best part, they know it too. Number 8. When true power speaks, darkness flees. A roaring fire doesn't fear the shadows. It consumes them. True authority isn't loud. It doesn't boast or demand attention. It simply is. And when it shows up, everything else, every whisper of doubt, every shadow of darkness, retreats. You don't just carry protection, you embody dominance. As a chosen one, your presence alone is a command that leaves no room for chaos or fear. The moment you step into the picture, darkness knows its time is up. Imagine walking into a pitch-black room and flipping on the light. The darkness doesn't linger, doesn't resist. It vanishes. That's the power you carry. It's not just defensive, it's offensive. Your authority doesn't just shield you, it actively drives away anything that doesn't belong. Demons, negativity, and forces of confusion thrive in spaces where they can spread fear. But when someone like you, imbued with unstoppable energy, enters, their plans crumble into nothingness. You may wonder, why me? Why does my presence create such a reaction? It's because true power doesn't come from what you've done. It comes from who you are. Your authority isn't borrowed. It's innate, woven into your very essence. It's like a lion walking through a jungle. The other creatures don't question its dominance. They simply step aside. Dark forces are no different. They may roar from a distance trying to intimidate, but the moment they feel the weight of your presence, they scatter. It's not that they don't want to challenge you, it's that they can't. It's like trying to stand against a hurricane with nothing but a matchstick. It's futile, laughable, and over before it begins. And here's the thing, they know it. They recognize the kind of authority you carry, and it terrifies them. It's not just that you're protected, it's that you're untouchable by design. You're not just surviving in their presence, you're thriving in a way that makes them powerless. Every step you take sends a shockwave that dismantles their plans, erases their footholds, and leaves them scrambling to find a way out. Have you ever noticed how your very presence can shift a room? How negativity seems to evaporate? How confusion suddenly clears? That's the weight of your authority at work. It's not just energy, it's command. It's an unspoken message that says, "This space belongs to me. Your chaos has no place here." True authority doesn't need to fight battles. It ends them before they begin. Darkness cannot survive where light resides. And you are the light that consumes the shadows, the force that makes even the strongest demons tremble. When you walk into a situation, know this. You're not just protected, you're in charge. Your power doesn't ask for permission. It dominates, it clears the way, and it leaves no room for resistance. And that's the truth darkness can't escape. Where true power exists, its presence alone is victory. Number 9. Your energy is a fortress they can't hack. Fear is a liar, and your courage is the lock it can never pick. Dark forces thrive on fear. It's their currency, their weapon of choice. But you're running on a completely different operating system, one that renders their tactics useless. Imagine trying to break into a fortress with no doors, no cracks, no weaknesses. That's what demons face when they attempt to breach your energy. It's not just a wall, it's an impenetrable firewall fueled by faith, clarity, and an unshakable sense of purpose. Fear might knock, and it might even shout, but it's never invited inside. This isn't just a mindset, it's your nature. While others may crumble under the weight of doubt, you stand firm, knowing you're backed by a force greater than any shadow that lurks. Fear wants to whisper lies in your ear, but your courage drowns it out. Confidence is your shield, and faith is your sword, cutting through every attempt to shake you. Picture this: a storm raging around a lighthouse. The winds howl, the waves crash, but the lighthouse remains unmoved, its light piercing through the chaos. That's you. The storm might try to intimidate, but it can't extinguish the steady glow of your energy. Your presence alone sends a message to the forces of darkness. You can't touch this. You might ask, but what about the moments when fear feels overwhelming, when the darkness seems too close? Understand this: fear is nothing more than a shadow. It looks large, but has no substance. When you stand in your truth, fear shrinks back into the nothingness it came from. The chosen ones are equipped with a firewall so divine that no negativity, no shadow, no whisper of doubt can penetrate it. Demons don't just fear your strength, they're baffled by it. They throw their best weapons, anxiety, confusion, doubt, and watch as they shatter before they even reach you. Why? Because your energy doesn't operate on the frequencies they understand. It's like trying to hack into a system with no access point. They're left scrambling, frustrated, powerless against the fortress that is your spirit. Have you noticed how you can walk into a room and shift the atmosphere? How negativity recoils and fades in your presence? That's your firewall in action, your unshakable aura standing as a barrier they can't breach. It's not just protection, it's a statement. You will not win here. Every time fear tries to creep in, you remind it that it doesn't belong. You were chosen not to live in survival mode, but in victory. Your energy isn't just defensive, it's offensive, pushing back darkness before it even has a chance to touch you. So keep standing tall, keep walking in your power. Your spirit is a fortress, your light is untouchable, and their attempts are nothing but futile noise. You are the firewall they can't hack, and that truth sends them running every time. Number 10. Your calm is the storm they can't control. A still mind is the sharpest weapon, slicing through chaos like a blade through fog. Your peace is more than just a state of mind. It's a fortress that even the strongest storm can't shake. To dark forces, it's not just a barrier, it's a direct threat to their very existence. Imagine a wildfire roaring to consume everything in its path, only to meet a river too deep and calm to be moved. That's what your inner peace feels like to them, a force they can neither control nor overcome. Demons and negativity thrive in chaos. They feed on anger, fear, and doubt, like vultures circling a battlefield. But when they approach you, steady, composed, and unyielding, they're met with a silence that screams louder than any chaos. It's maddening to them. They throw their worst at you, hoping for a reaction, a crack, a sign of weakness. And what do they get? Nothing but your calm defiance. You may wonder, why does my peace bother them so much? The answer is simple. They can only operate where there's chaos. like shadows needing darkness. They can't survive in the light of someone who refuses to be disturbed. Your peace doesn't just protect you, it disrupts them. Every failed attempt to rattle you is a blow to their strength. They don't just lose, they unravel. Picture a predator stalking its prey, expecting panic and fear. Now imagine the prey turns, unbothered, and calmly walks away. That's you. Your lack of reaction leaves them powerless, their carefully laid traps falling apart in your quiet confidence. The very thing they need, your fear, is the one thing you refuse to give them. This isn't just about staying calm, it's about staying anchored. Your peace is rooted in something deeper than circumstances, something untouchable. It's the kind of peace that turns storms into whispers and chaos into background noise. It's the calm in the eye of the hurricane, where everything around you might be spinning, but you stand unmoved, unshaken. Their frustration is palpable. You've likely seen it in your life. Situations that were meant to break you, but instead they left you stronger. Relationships that fell apart but revealed your strength. Challenges that felt insurmountable but only sharpened your resolve. These moments weren't just victories for you, they were defeats for the forces that tried to shake you. Your peace is their defeat. It's the one thing they can't understand, can't touch, and certainly can't destroy. While they thrive on the reactions of others, your stillness starves them. Each time you choose calm over chaos, you're not just protecting yourself, you're draining their power, one failed attempt at a time. So, let the storms come. Let the noise rise. Stand firm in the quiet strength of your peace, knowing that your calm is the very storm they can't control. While they rage and thrash, you remain untouchable, a living testament to the power of unshakable tranquility. Number 11. You're the unshakable beacon darkness can't dim. A single flame doesn't fear the shadows. It commands them to retreat. Your mere presence disrupts everything the forces of darkness stand for. You don't have to shout, fight, or even lift a finger. Your existence alone is a loud, unrelenting proclamation that light has won and always will. Think about that. Every breath you take, every step you make, radiates a purpose so potent that darkness recoils. You're not just walking through life. You're walking proof that the authority of light is absolute, undeniable, and untouchable. Have you noticed how some people or situations seem uneasy when you're around? That's not coincidence. It's a reaction. You're like a tuning fork that vibrates at a frequency incompatible with chaos, deceit, and fear. Your energy doesn't just repel darkness, it exposes it. And that exposure? It's the one thing darkness cannot withstand. Demons thrive in the shadows, in secrecy, feeding off confusion and doubt. But you're like a lighthouse, cutting through the fog with a beam so strong that there's nowhere left for them to hide. Imagine being a predator that's suddenly stripped of its camouflage. That's what your presence does to the forces of negativity. It leaves them exposed, powerless, and retreating. And this isn't about shouting or grand gestures. Your authority doesn't need theatrics. It's in the quiet confidence of knowing who you are and why you're here. You carry a purpose so deeply rooted that it's immovable, like a mountain untouched by the fiercest winds. The darkness knows this and despises it. Every attempt it makes to rattle you is proof of its own weakness, its own fear of what you represent. But let's address the question that might be lurking in your mind. If I'm so powerful, why do I still feel the weight of attacks or challenges? Remember, resistance isn't a sign of your weakness. It's confirmation of your strength. The stronger your light, the harder the shadows will try to extinguish it. Yet no matter how hard they try, they fail. Every single time. Think of yourself as a mirror in the face of darkness. You don't just reflect light, you magnify it. The more they try to dim you, the brighter you shine. And it's not just for your own sake. Your light inspires others, showing them what's possible, reminding them that darkness is nothing but the absence of light, a void easily filled by even the smallest spark. You are a living rebuke to everything darkness stands for, not by words, but by existence. Every moment you stand tall, every breath you take in defiance of the chaos, is a victory. You're not just fighting the darkness, you're outlasting it, outshining it, and proving its ultimate irrelevance. Darkness may try to creep in, but you're the unshakable beacon that reminds it of its place, far beneath your feet. Number 12. When purpose calls, the universe answers with power. A warrior doesn't fight alone when their mission is sacred. Forces unseen march beside them. Your life isn't just a story. It's a mission crafted with precision, intention, and power. You've been assigned a role so vital, so extraordinary, that the universe itself moves to ensure its fulfillment. Think of yourself as a soldier in an unstoppable army, where reinforcements are always ready to shield, guide, and uplift you. The challenges you face, they're not signs of weakness. They're proof that your assignment is too important to go unchallenged. Imagine walking into a battlefield and finding the odds stacked in your favor. That's your reality as a chosen one. You're not just walking through life aimlessly. You're carrying a torch meant to illuminate paths, break chains, and inspire transformation. With every step, angelic forces align to clear your way, transforming obstacles into stepping stones and trials into triumphs. You don't just survive, you thrive, fortified by a power that no shadow can extinguish. You might ask yourself, why does my journey feel so heavy at times? Why does the opposition seem so fierce? The answer lies in your significance. The weight of your mission isn't a burden, it's a crown. Darkness doesn't waste its energy on the insignificant. It fights hardest against those destined to make the greatest impact. But here's the truth. Your reinforcements are always stronger. When your purpose calls, the universe doesn't whisper. It roars, ensuring that every force at its disposal stands ready to protect and propel you forward. Picture a lighthouse standing firm against the wildest storm. Waves crash, winds howl, but the light doesn't flicker. It shines brighter. That's you. Your divine assignment doesn't just make you a beacon, it makes you untouchable. Your light not only exposes the darkness, but renders it powerless, proving that resilience isn't about avoiding the storm, it's about thriving in it. And the best part? You're not just protected, you're elevated. Every challenge you face comes with a built-in lesson, a hidden opportunity to rise even higher. You're not being tested for the sake of testing. You're being refined, strengthened, and prepared for even greater heights. This isn't just survival, it's transformation. Look around you. The world is filled with people searching for direction, for hope, for light. And here you are, chosen to be exactly that. Your journey isn't just about you, it's about everyone you'll inspire, every life you'll touch, every darkness you'll shatter with your brilliance. So, when the road feels steep, remember this: you're never walking alone. With every step, unseen forces march beside you, clearing paths, defeating enemies, and ensuring that your purpose remains untouchable. Your assignment is divine, Your reinforcements are supernatural, and your victory is inevitable. When purpose calls, the universe answers. And for you? The answer is clear: power, protection, and unstoppable progress. Shine on, chosen one. The world needs your light. So, chosen one, as we've explored, your purpose is fortified by unshakable protection, your path guarded by forces that defy comprehension. You're not just here to survive the storms, you're here to rise above them untouched and unstoppable. Remember, your light is your power, and no darkness can dim it. Every step you take is a testament to your resilience and your unbreakable destiny. If you're ready to embrace your role as a chosen one, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and drop 77 in the comments to declare your unstoppable energy. Share this message and let your light inspire others to rise.